Greetings, Glitter Gang, and welcome back to Kathryn Scraps Live. My name is Kathryn, and we are working on the So Much Fun album. So this is the cover so far. Looking cute. So now we have to figure out what do we want to do on the inside, but I'm going to quickly just add like a little bit of snowy paper, something that'll match that to the outside panels. They're 2 inches, so okay. Find a little piece of paper. We could definitely use this gray. That could work. So let me go ahead and pull it on top. This paper collection is FEELIN Frosty by Simple Stories. I am using the digital collection and I did print it myself. So that's what this is. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go with this one. So we just need to cut 1 3/4 inch strips. And we need 2 that are 6.5 or not 6.5, 2 that are 6 1/4. And 2 that are 6 1/8. So 2 that are 6 1/4 and 2 that are 6 1/8. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. Happy Thursday, everybody. For those of you who are seeing this video on YouTube, or if this is your first time live, welcome. I just want to let you know that this is a recording from a live show. I'm crafting in real time, and I'm going to follow this project all the way through to completion. So check the playlist for the rest of the pieces and parts of this one. All right. Last one. Then we can make a couple strips. Hope everyone had a great afternoon. Everyone's staying warm. If they're trying to stay warm, or cool if they're trying to stay cool. Let me get a smaller ruler, maybe that'll help. So, I really need to change that blade. All right. So now we need 6 1/8 and 6 1/4. 2 of each. All right, so that is 6 1/8. This one looks like it might be 6 1/4. Yeah, pretty close. The reason mine's a little bit bigger is because I print my pattern paper. When I print it, I don't print it 12 by 12. I print it 12 1/2 by 12 1/2. And that does give me a little bit of extra room to work with things like this, so I can get to a cross. And it doesn't really distort the image at that size, so it just uses more of the paper. That sort of thing. So I'm just going to do 6 1/8 and then 6 1/4. All right. Okay, great. Let's get these stuck down really quickly and then we can move on. We'll think about what's going inside them. So something I thought about was doing like 2 4.5-inch mini albums, essentially. Like one right here and one right here. So that was a thought that I had. But another thought that I had, I think will be a little bit easier, so we'll probably do that. These I'll glue down just to stiffen the sides a little bit, make them a bit more rigid. I think that'll help it hold its box shape a little bit better than if I use regular adhesive. So, all right, so these are the 6 1/4 and these are the 6 1/8. So we'll start with the 6 1/8 and they're gonna go right here. Okay, right here and right here. All right. This is now linked below. This paper collection, as well as the Lilac cardstock, is linked below. So, alrighty. How cute. How cute, cute, cute. Okay. Do the other sides. Alrighty. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and just burnish it with my hand from the other side. All right. Okay. So then we can do these other two. Alrighty. Perfection. Other side. All right. So for the inside, I want to make little places to tuck things. So yeah, actually my my thing that's wrong with my, I have the thing that's wrong with my this first finger, which is only correctable by surgery, has really actually gotten much worse lately. But yeah, it's like, well, that's whatever. It's just a lot more swollen than it ever has been ever. So that's cool. Okay, so all right, here we are. So I'm thinking, okay, for on these, what might be fun is to make almost like a little library card type pocket, and we can put like tags and stuff in it because I have so very many tags. So I'm thinking 2 little library pockets there. And then for here, I have some other ideas, but let's start right here on the inside, and then also on the back of this, we can put something. And, but like here, I want to put like something here, and then we can store things in between the acetate and the pocket and that sort of thing. So we'll experiment with all kinds of stuff. There's no plan. We're just winging it. Winging it. So there's the front cover when it's all closed up. Okay, so let's talk library pockets. So these are 4.5 by 6.5, those 2 panels. Kitty, hello. You want to hop up? Come on. Hi, Kitty. Kitty says, hello. Hello. So now have you seen every cat today? Not Tiny Cat. But you saw, I know you saw Marcel and his name is currently Tater Tot. So Marcel and Tater Tot. So, okay. Yes, there's Her Majesty. Come to say hi. Marcel's sleeping in here too somewhere, I think. So, okay. All right, so we want pattern paper. Let me get the stack. Hi. Yeah. You're such a pretty little kitty. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Pretty girl. Okay. All right, so We need something for the front and of the pocket. Can you purr for everyone? Is your motor going? Okay. Tell them about it. Tell them all about it. Tell your friends. Okay. So I'm thinking something that could be really cute is if we have the snowmen in the back, and then the Let It Snow, this one in front of them, so on the front of the pocket. So this would be the pocket liner, and this would be on the front of the pocket. I think that could be really cute. What do you think, Miss Kitty? Do you think that could be really cute? Okay. All right, you gotta go. You can't be here all night. They gotta learn stuff. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do, she doesn't care. She's like, no, you are wrong. What if we did this and the burr, like a black and white opposites kind of thing? Let's do that. Hi. Hi. I know. Okay. Okay. Come on. Can I go put you on your pillow? Can I put you on your pillow? Is that okay? Thank you. Okay. Here's your little pillow. Here you go. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, so I think that's what we'll do. All right, so I want my bottom pocket to be less than half of this. So this is 6 and 6.5. So I'll make my bottom pocket 3 inches. So to make a 3-inch pocket, I'm going to grab one of the scrap pieces, and what we need is for the pocket to be, I might need 2 of them. All right. So we need 4 inches across plus 2 inches, so 6 across. So 6 by 4 actually. So there's 6 by 4. Oops, I don't think it is 6 by 4. Is it? No, I messed that up. Okay. Oopsie. All right, that's okay. We have more scraps. We have more scraps. Hey, buddy. Hi. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. You're such a good little boy. Thank you. Yes, you're such a good little kitty. Thank you. Hello. Hello, cute stuff. All right, these are 4x6. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these 4x6 and we're going to score them on the 6-inch side at 1 inch and 5 inches. And on the 4-inch side at 3 inches. So 4x6 on the 6-inch side, score at 1 inch and 5 inches, and on the 4-inch side, score at 3 inches. All right, then we're gonna fold along all the score lines and burnish. On both of them. All right, and then we're going to put tape on all 6 of these flaps. All right. Alrighty. Okay, and then once they're like this, we need to cut the corners so they don't overlap, because we do want this to be as thin as can be. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And what I mean when I say cut the corner is just look at the X made by the score line, and then we're going to cut straight through the X to cut through the corner. It's like a quick and dirty way to miter the corners. Then you just want to double check and see that they don't overlap. Mine do a little bit, so if they do overlap a little bit, just give it another little bit of a shave. And then check again, and now they don't overlap. Okay. All right. And these also need a little bit of an extra little shave, extra little haircut. All right, so perfect. Now, excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to assemble these into a pocket. And stick them right here. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and do one on each side. All right, And then over here, we'll peel and stick, same thing. All right. Now, we gotta just do a little bit of a measuring. So, just want to see how much. So, 3 inches of paper needs to show up above these. So 3 by 4. So what I'll do, or excuse me, 4 across by 3 down. So I'm going to cut it 4 by 4 so that we can make a little bit of paper to go inside the bottoms as well of the one that we want to be our liner, which I decided would just be the black because that's an interesting little contrast, I think, to have the black and the white like that. The moose is cute. Isn't the moose cute? All right. So that's these two. And then you can see here that there's 4 inches showing here. So if we want to, we can cut something out to go on the back there. Maybe we'll do the moose. Why not? Okay. Okay, so all right. So there's that and there's that. And then these I'll have to cut apart as well. All right, so we need to cut the moose to be 3 3/4 by 4 1/4, and he is 4 1/4 squared. So that is doable. So let me cut the moose. All right, so, oops, okay. What I'm gonna do stick these back together. That's kind of what I had in mind, Gretchen. Gretchen says this project looks like a good gift idea. I'm going to give it to my sister. They started cold weather camping. All right, so not 3 3/4, but it should have been 4. 4. So I just stuck that little purplish bit back on, and now we'll trim it down to 4 inches instead of 3 3/4. All right, so now it should be even all the way around. No. Okay, so the issue is that the purple thing is slightly crooked. So when you have to make it match up against something that's slightly crooked, the easiest way to deal with that is to score it along the crooked edge. Okay. So that now I can just cut off that score line and I know it'll fit. All right, so now it should match up. Look at that. And it does. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's good. Okay, so now we just need to stuck. So this is 4 by 3 now. So we need 3 3/4 by 2 3/4 from this. So let me just go deal with that now. All right. All right. So I've got these 2 pieces for here and here. And now we need 4 by 4 from the darker sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and deal with that. Now I'll just cut that really quickly off camera. And then I'll talk about how I'm going to adjust it because I want to make a small adjustment. So this one is 4 by 4. 4 by 4. Okay, so I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip and then 2 4-inch . And like this. Okay. So now that I have these, 1 inch up from the bottom, I'm going to make a mark with a pencil. Oh, okay, I just got to find my ruler. Don't know where it is. Oh, it's right here. Probably really obvious to you where it was. All right, so 1 inch in. On either side. 1 inch in from the bottom. 1 inch in from the bottom. And then 1/8 of an inch in. And we're going to make a little notch. And that little notch will go down inside the pocket and give it about 1 inch liner at the top. So it should look fully lined. All right. And then all I'm going to do is just cut these. Just notch out the corners. Yay! Okay. And then my scissors are very dirty, so I'm going to take this opportunity to remind everyone watching that if you cut through adhesive with your scissors periodically, you need to clean your scissors so that they'll work properly again. And the best way to clean scissors, in my opinion, is with undo. So I have tape stuck to the blades. All right, I'll start with the undo. That'll help with the tape maybe. All right. And then I found that using like a pick like this to kind of go side by side over the glue gets it off really nicely, kind of detaches it from the scissors, and then I can just come through and wipe off the little dregs. And there's still some on this one. All right, and now there's a little bit here. Hi, Kim. I hope you're having a beautiful evening as well. I hope everyone's going to have a great 2024. Let's all have a great year on purpose. Just set out to make it a great year. Okay. So I have been running an experiment to see how the California undo does at removing it, and I don't, it didn't work as well, so I'll use the regular VOC undo. Yes, we made a decent amount of progress this afternoon. hopefully everyone will have fun following along with this one, because this is a follow along one. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do, okay, whew, much better. All right, so I'm going to put tape on these, and then we'll get going. Stick these down, ink everybody, that sort of thing. You know the drill. You know the drill. So an update on the freehand method. So the freehand method is a drafting type method or a draping type method for sewing, because I said one of my goals this year was to learn to sew, and if possible I'd like to learn how to do it, you know, more freehand than, you know, collecting a bunch of patterns and using patterns. So basically it's a way of learning pattern making. Basically you're just making your own patterns. So it's not exactly, I wouldn't say intuitive is the word I would use. It's just teaching you how to make your own pattern, you know, your own pattern from your own body measurements. Now, maybe you do get to where that's intuitive, but at this point, you know, it's like you're taking measurements and you're extrapolating, you're calculating all the things based on your body's measurements. So it'll be like, it's 8 inches plus 2 times whatever your measurement is for this. And then that's where you cut. So you're going to just draw it all out on the fabric as if it was a pattern anyway. You know, does that make sense what I'm saying? Which is not to say that it's not a patternless method, because it is, in the sense that you can just, you know, draw it on the fabric. You don't have to make a pattern and then cut the pattern out and then trace it onto the fabric. You can just write it directly on the fabric. But that being said, like it's not exactly patternless. Whereas like some of the rectangle stuff I saw, like from Sew with Daisy or whatever, is kind of like, okay, you have these 3 rectangles. This one is gathered to, you know, make your waist. Just gather it onto your body. You know what I mean? So that I may have to go even simpler is what I'm saying. The freehand method from Chinello Bali may be too advanced for my little brain, my small delicate brain. So we'll start with the rectangles, and then once I feel like I've mastered the rectangles, maybe I'll move up. But there's definitely a make a dress out of rectangles technique for dressmaking that I want to try. So yeah, it sounds like a lot of mathing, doesn't it, Candy? So that is kind of what I was left with. Yeah. And like the picture of all the measurements you need to know to make a top, I wonder if well, no, I don't have my tablet. I would show you, because they actually took a torso and drew on it, like on a dress form, all the lines, and then they put arrows to what each line was called. So when she would say, like, to make this top, you need 8 inches plus 2.5 times your whatever, your inseam. Obviously you don't need an inseam for a top, but you know, whatever the measurement is, like there's so many of those for a shirt. There's a lot. So I was like, this is, I'm sure, doable, but I'm not at the pattern drafting stage here. So I'm at the like gathering rectangles stage for real. So we will start with that. Well, I think that ultimately, Donna, the goal with Chinello Bally's method is you get to that point once you've done enough things, you know. So like I think you get to a point where like how good I am at eyeballing the center of things with paper, and that's just from a lot of practice, right? Yeah, you know, like I'm sure it's similar with the fabric, but I don't have the base of knowledge either of my own body or like sewing practices in general. So I basically what I'm saying is I don't think I'm going to start with this book, which is why I'm glad I got it from the library. So I'm going to just keep trying until I find one. There's one that's like called, it's from a series You Will Blank, and this one is Learn How to Sew, Know How to Sew, something like that, Be Able to Sew. It's something like that, the series. And the idea of that series is after you've read this book, you'll be able to do whatever the thing is that they're promising to teach. So that's another one I can get for that I can borrow. And then I want to try and track down and see if there's a copy of the Sew with Daisy, which is the person I know who does, well, a person I know who does rectangles. I just don't know. Those are also all over YouTube, so I could just watch a video. Well, yeah, exactly, Donna. Like I've sewn stuff with patterns before and it's not worked because I don't know how to adjust patterns either. Like that was another thing that she was saying, which was like, that, you know, once you learn this technique, then you can also look at a pattern and know whether or not it's going to work for your body and how to adjust it for your body. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But I not quite ready for that yet, basically. All right, so everybody's inked and everybody's got tape, so we can just stick these pockets together. And it's cool. It's a process. So I'm going to find like an easy rectangles dress. And then that's what I'll start with. Okay, so pocket number 1. And we'll get the moose. All right, there's the moose. All right. Now we'll do these. last one. All right, perfect. So next phase of the inside decorating is going to be here. So we want to get some tags in the pockets. We want to get some stuff that we can kind of tuck in here to kind of fan across, that kind of thing. So let's just look at the tags and pick some tags, and that's where we'll start. All right, so we're just gonna flip through to find the tags. I think they might all be under here. Yep. All right, so all right. I have a plan for this big strip. So I'm going to set that to the side. And there's no tags on here. And this is pretty much all tags. So is this, okay. All right, so let's do this. Let's do Snow Happy. And let's do this little fox, and then a third one. Let's do a journaling type one from over here. I look like the before in a paper trimmer commercial. Are you tired of chopping up all your photos like a deranged maniac? Get a Fiskars paper trimmer. Okay. All right, so for pocket one, let's do Snow Happy, the gray journaling spot, the little fox, and we'll do the sledding pass. And then for the next one, we'll do hot chocolate. And then we'll do hug in a mug. And then we'll do the wood grain, this one, journaling spot. And we'll do You're the Berry Best. Or actually, we could do these trees. Yeah, we'll do You're the Very Best. Okay. All right. So let's get started cutting this out. And then we're going to have to think about what we want to do on the backs of these. So the first thing I'm going to do is punch out their holes. And with this one, what I'm going to do is mark where the edge is. And then I can put that, that'll help me line up my punch. So I've marked where the edge of the ticket is. So next I can put this in and see how it frames it perfectly. Because all right, now then we can just cut the rest of it out. And I'm going to have to back this onto something else as well, because it's just white on the back. All right. So just make a pile of tags, and then we'll put a cute little pattern paper on their backs. And yeah, so my sewing journey continues. The education phase. But yeah, the intuitive sewing method turned out to be more of the mathematics-based sewing method. So, you know, I'm sure it's great. Not at this moment was it exactly what I was looking for. But yeah, a friend of mine was saying her grandmother, like, basically you would just show her a picture of the outfit that you wanted and she could just make it. She didn't need to measure. She could just look at you, look at the picture, and then you had a new pair of pants or whatever it was. So I know that there's some people who really, it is very intuitive, but I'm sure that takes just years, if not decades, of practice. All right, so we're going to keep cutting. Hopefully a little tater tot will stop by and say hi at some point. Ooh, a 2-day crop. Exciting. Exciting. Thanks, Ella. I'm glad you like it. I have that problem too, Donna. I think I just don't know how to measure myself. Because I always measure, it ends up not fitting as nicely as I want. It's always too big. So I think I'm just in a concern over pulling the tape too tight and making the clothes too tight. I think I go too far in the opposite direction. Okay. So I think a paper that could be cute on the backs is this plaid. I like that plaid, and I like this little pink confetti looking thing, but I also, yeah, let's use this. We use these two. Did I have a good week? No. I did not. I did not have a good week. Did not have a good week, that's for sure. It's pretty bad. So, hopefully this coming week will be better. Yeah, more terrible headaches. Yesterday, all day, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, so Tuesday, I had an absolutely horrendous headache, and every muscle in my neck, on both sides of my neck, both shoulders, and down into the upper back. So basically from like the base of my skull down to the base of my shoulder blades was all like solid, like a rock, like a brick wall, just fully in spasm. Horrendous. So bad that yesterday I was sore, like I had been like lifting weights or working out, or I'm still sore today. As bad, but it was like I had lifted weights or worked like strenuous exercise from how tightly they were in spasm, for how long they were in spasm. So all day yesterday it's just like excruciatingly sore just to any time I move my arms or turn my head or anything. So, and I think that one, we had terrible storms this week. So I think that's what it was, but it was really bad. It's really bad. Really bad. unfortunately. And we have more struggles with power. Now, it's my understanding that that is when you tend to struggle with power in this area, that it's more of a winter problem than it is a summer problem. So when we heard about this big storm that was coming, we got all prepared for it like we would for a hurricane, so it was no big deal. You know, we had our lanterns and all that stuff, extra battery packs and all of it. But yeah, actually we think while they were trying to prepare the city for the storm, they caused a power outage, because the day before the storm, when everyone had already been told the storm was coming and everyone was preparing, we were just sitting, we had heard several loud booms like explosions, and then the power went out. So I was like, I wonder if they were trying to do something to prevent power outage with the storm and accidentally blew a transformer, and now we have no power. Like, I was like, I wonder if that is what just happened just now. And they got it back, and then of course the storm took it out again. But yeah, really just miserable. And didn't love it. Did not love it. Now, I don't know that, luckily we didn't get any, as far as I know, didn't get any, well, in South Carolina, just across the river, they closed their schools because of, like, basically the storm. My understanding is the storm was full of tornadoes. Like, and I saw some video of it when it was still in Florida, when it was in Fort Lauderdale. And that was just wild. Just how many tornadoes were coming down at once out of this cloud. So, yeah. Now, I never got like a tornado warning for our area on our alert system, but I did the day before see that schools were being closed in South Carolina for the, if you don't know, we live very close to South Carolina. There are parts of South Carolina that are closer to me than parts of Augusta, which is the city I live in. But anyway, the across the river, yeah, those schools were closed, and then I think they closed our schools too. But I never got a tornado warning from my emergency system. But I did see that they were expecting them in South Carolina. Oh yeah, that's a rough time. All right. All right, so that's that set. I'll do plaid, and then I'll do the other set pink, and maybe we'll mix them and match them. All right. The weather definitely brings on migraines. It has something to do with how the barometer, it's something to do with the barometric pressure. And I know I've talked about this before, but there's this company that makes these earplugs that make you insensitive to changes in barometric pressure. And that's considered a medical device. and it's specifically for prevention of migraines that are related to the weather. And basically what it is you have an app from them, and it tells you, you have to pay like it's like a service. You sign up for them to tell you when the conditions in your area would necessitate you putting in the earplugs, and then you're supposed to not get the migraines from those. And the last time I looked at it, you know, it just wasn't something that was in the budget. However, I'm going to look at it again because I know a lot of it's stress as well, but this time even probably a touch of the hormonal. Suffered from migraines like this with this regularity in a decade, you know what I mean? So it's just really rough. It's really rough times. It's really rough to be going through it again because I kind of thought I was cured, you know? But yeah, migraines can be stress related, diet related, hormone related, weather related. They have a lot of triggers. Did they work, Kim? They actually did. Well, there we go. So maybe it's worth the investment. I don't think it's the earplugs that are the expense so much as the service to tell you when to wear the earplugs. Now, AccuWeather does have a migraine predictor, so what it can do is it can say what your risk of getting a weather-related migraine is based on the conditions in your area, and they do that by zip code. But it's not like they're going to alert you when there's a change that you need to, you know, be aware of or whatever. So, like, yeah, AccuWeather, if you look at, like, AccuWeather migraine, it can tell you if that day, what the migraine forecast is for that day. But I don't know that it's like as granular as this one. It's supposed to literally message you, like go off on your phone when you need to put them in. But anyway, I'll look into it again. I just know last time I looked at it, it wasn't in the cards at that time. So. Oh yeah, maybe I just need to train the cats. That'd be funny. Tiny cat could just come and scream at me, but then I wouldn't know why she was screaming, since that's her primary form of communication. It screams. Whether she's happy, if she's excited, if she's sad, if she's mad. Well, I mean, if she's really mad, she'll growl and squeal. Like, she sounds like a panther. Well, and they know when epileptics are about to have a seizure. People with epilepsy. As well. Yeah, it's really interesting. Okay, so with these, we'll go ahead and cut them out. And I'll try and use a knife and see if that's gonna work. Looks like it will. If I got a dog, Kitty would pack her little bags and go join the circus. She would be like, that is it. Okay. This one has a little notch in it. That's fine. It won't be that noticeable with the ink, but I'm just gonna use scissors for the rest of them. All right. Yeah, I really thought I was gonna have a good week, but no. I just need to not have expectations for my weeks. That's what I need to not do. That'll save me some heartache. But yeah, so Kitty. Oh, they already, no. Fergus is already a fail. You didn't even have to stay tuned to next week. He's tater tot now. Tater for short. But I'm much more allergic to dogs than I am to cats, so I don't think I could deal. But I am getting much better. Overall, I'm finding things that work and things like that. You know, sometimes they break through, and that is what it is, you know. Hi, my sweetie. How are you? Look, he brought us a gift. Oh, he brought us a present, everyone. He said, y'all need he's like, you need a hair tie. You do. You need a hair tie, because how can you throw hair ties for Marcel if you don't have a hair tie? Oh no, you dropped it. What are you going to do? He's going to go get it. He's going to go get it, friends. The shell. The shell. Alrighty. Go ahead and get the other one. Yeah. Did you bring it back? Did you bring it back, buddy? Or do you just want love? Do you just want love? He said, it's 10:20. He's like, I'm good enough at telling time to know that it's about share time. He says, because you know I can't nap until you sit down. So you are literally torturing me, young innocent Marcel, who's now eating a piece of paper like a spaghetti. Why are you like this? He's such a sleepy little guy today, isn't he? Yeah, just revenge. Because you made us all so exhausted, so we got you a little brother, and now you're exhausted. Instead of us humans. I mean, when was the last time Marcel just, like, rested, you know? He's a little alert. He's watching the paper fall. But he's not totally alert. All right. Marcel makes cross-stitching very difficult. I tried to get back into that, but he knows the sound of me removing the cross-stitch from the shelf. So as I'm getting it off the shelf, I turn around and he's right there, ready to go. Cross-stitch time. He likes to eat the strings. I know you'll be surprised to hear. Oh yeah. Epileptics. People with epilepsy have to take really gnarly medication. The valproic acid family, I know, is commonly prescribed for epilepsy. Those drugs are lethal. All right, Marcel, trash time. Jesse says, who is that? Is that a new friend for Jesse? You want to say hi, Jesse? Wow, he's exhausted. He's got heart pause, low. He's just so tired, everyone. He's so very tired. Oh, look at his precious face. Aww. How could you resist his little face, huh? How could you? Yeah. You have anything you want to say to your friends? Speak into the mic. He gave a little nib. You got a little nibble. A little Marcel nibble. Hopefully that didn't destroy your eardrums. I don't know what a little Marcel nibble smells like. Smells like. Probably does not smell good. All right, bud. Let's ink some stuff, huh? Let's ink some stuff. All right, and we'll feel these pockets. Marcel kiss. And then we'll put some strings in these tags. We'll get out the whole bin of the different colors of baker's twine. And dress it all up. And I'm gonna just do a little swirl around the holes. Okay, stack 1, stack 2. Woo! Oh, I have to punch their holes. My bad. So anyway, hi babies. Whoop. What a funny little guy. Woo, woo, woo. Now he has to touch the ink pad with his little paw. Are you gonna destroy an ink pad that I've had since like 2010? All right. Now we're going to mix these together. And then we're going to talk about what I want to do with the big scallop. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll swap these, and then I want one of these to replace one of these, and I think I'm going to take the hug and the mug to replace the fox. And now each stack has 2 that are one pattern and 2 that are the other. All right, so that's done. Now, all right. So what I want to do on this back piece is I want to put that giant scallop as a pocket. But I think before I do that, I want to kind of know what it is I'm going to do about the sides. So here's what I'm thinking. All right, so right now I'd want to come down like 1/4 of an inch, okay? So what I would do is I would make something to go on here that's like gonna stand straight up, but not go all 2 inches up to the top. Just go up 1 3/4 inches and then make another gatefold. So, and then that would go under this as well. And then we'll add buttons to this to keep it closed. And then we'll stick stuff in here. Now, the only thing I want to try and figure out is, do I want to put like a little staple here so that the stuff that's stuck into it, there's a little bit more pressure on it? Or do I think that's just not necessary? I think I'm going to do it. Like a little, just a little staple. I'm going to come in, I would say 1/4 of an inch. Maybe more like 1/2 an inch. All right. And then what I can do is I'll cover the staples on this side with a piece of pattern paper. And then on this side, it doesn't really matter as much that they're covered. So, okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. I need a new one of these actually. Mine really only works like some of the time. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, see, like it's maybe I just need to glue this back on. Yeah, I don't know why it even came off. Looks like it just got unglued at some point. Well, maybe that's why it doesn't work, because its little handle is not properly attached. Okay. All right, so now we've tiny attached these. We'll do a button closure on them. But now we need a piece of pattern paper to cover what we've done. But we want to put the button for the button closure in the piece of pattern paper. Okay. So first things first, we need to make buttons for the button closure. And I think I know the way to do it. And that is to use the piece of paper that has the little wood trunks on it. So there's the pattern of paper that looks like this. I have scraps of it because we've already, oh, here it is. Okay. So we need to figure out what size circle are these, roughly. So let's start with 1.5 and see how we do. Okay, so it's 1.5. Yes. 1.5. All right, so that's a pink one. There's another pink one up here. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a button and string closure. And these are going to be the buttons. Okay. All right, so that's piece number 1. Now piece number 2 is, I am gonna thicken these a little bit with some cardstock, and I'll just use the purple. I want it to just be a little bit stronger than just this flimsy paper. So I'm just gonna grab a little scrap of the purple and we'll punch out 4 circles. It's not big enough, so I'll get a different scrap. All right, I'll punch out as many circles as I can. And I am able to get 4 out of here. Just enough room. All right. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue all 3 of these together. And I'm going to start by gluing these 2 together into 2 sets, and then I'll glue these on top. Just sit under there. And then all right, so we're going to just let those hang out, and we'll find some pattern paper to go right here. So this is 2.5 inches by 6 3/8. So we need 2 1/4 by 6 1/8 to go on top of it. And I want something that the wood will look good against. And just seeing this like so, kind of, it caught my eye. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut a 6 1/8 inch strip and then cut a 2 1/4 inch bits off of it. I love how this has such a like confectionery vibe. It looks very like candy-ish. It's a very cute paper. All right, there we go. And then this will go right in the center, and that's how we'll do the button closure. I'm gonna go find a pink brad and see if I can find one close enough that it'll just kind of blend into the heart and we won't really notice it. I've never done a faux button closure with a magnet. I don't think that would be strong enough. Because I think the string would easily separate the two magnets from each other between the layers of paper. So I don't think it would work. But I have never tried, so I could be wrong, and it might be possible that it will work. All right, journaling, envelopes, color embellishments. That's where the brads are, I think. All right. Is there a box of brads in here? Brads in here, brads in here. Is there a box of brads in here? Dun, 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 dun. No, but there are two brads in that are the correct color. So if I don't find my box O brads, then I can at least use those. Okay, so my box of brads is not in here. It's not in color embellishments. So, where would Kathryn of the past, where would Kathryn of the past have put brads that are colored, if not in her colored embellishments bin? Nope. In here. No. Some glitter though. I found some glitter. And what about here? Also no. Also no. Okay. Great. Great, great, great. I'm just gonna use this. They might be in the staples bin, which is where I have my brads that are not colorful. So I can check there. All right, so what I'm gonna do with these is I am gonna put with a pen a dot of black in the center of the heart where I want the brad. Okay? Because I can then use my 1/16 inch hole punch to punch out that black dot. And that'll put the hole exactly where I want it. All right. And I mean, it's pretty close. I think it's going to work just fine. All right. Okay, so now what we need is string. And we need, let's see, what kind of string? Do I have a lavender baker's twine? Let's check that. Ooh, wouldn't that be nice if I did? Or Well, I have a purple one. It's a little bit darker than the cardstock, but it's not so dark that it's not going to work. Let's go ahead and use it. So I think like 3 feet to go around the brads. Probably don't need that much. I probably could just do 2, but because it's such a wide distance, I'm a little concerned. And then the rest of it I'm going to keep just right there because we might use it for tags. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot around one of the brads. All right, and there we are. Okay, so these are good. So now we just need to calculate the holes for these. And I'm gonna go ahead and, all right, so this is 6 1/8. So this is the center, and then this is the center. So I'm gonna eyeball it. All right. And then I'm going to put them face to face, and then I'll just punch it through both of them at the same time. So if they're off the same distance and amount from each other, so they won't look off, if that makes sense. Okay, let's tape. Let's tapey, 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 tapey. And then just as a reminder, this is a YouTube project. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, maybe it was in your recommendations, you don't know what it is. It's going to be a series where we're going to craft live until we finish this album. Just a couple weeks probably. It's a good album for a gift. That's what I'm going to be using it for. And it'll be easy for the recipient to use. They won't need a master's in craftology. So you won't have to give them tests to find out if they're smart enough for this one. Unlike Hip to Be Square, which might be too smart for me. Might be a little too smart even for me. And I put those tape pieces on either side of the hole to keep the brad legs from pulling the pattern paper away from the cardstock. All right, so number 1. I'm going to peel it directly into the trash can off camera, and then we'll stick this down. Okay, beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Ah, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Okay. Next one. Welcome back, babes. Marcel says, I know it's closer to chair time than it was the last time I was here. I know it. I know it. You can't fool me. You can't fool me. This is why cross-stitching doesn't go very well, friends. He's very string-oriented. He would probably love to chase a mouse. He would probably be amazing at that. Oh! Jessie sends you purrs. Oh! Oh! What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, Marcel, do we need to floss right now? Is that what we need to be doing? Do we need to be flossing? All right. Oh my gosh, the little wood bits. No, they're not holding anything in place. 2, 3. All right, so we can so that is going to hold everything inside once we get the other pages all assembled. Marcel just wants to eat string like it's spaghetti. That's like his thing. Okay, so this is that. And so in the back here at the end, we've now made a little pocket, okay? So that we can stick things in it so that when it's open, so when we open it like so, and it falls open like this, all those things that we've stuck in here, like this, okay? Okay, so it'll look like this when it's all closed up. And look at him. Look, he's just, I don't know. I just have given up on him. Okay, so then when it opens, they'll all be standing right up at the viewer. Look, and then the other set will be over here. So the other set will be over here like this. All right, so you'll see them both, they'll stand up basically. Okay, and this whole element is only here because I didn't measure this right. And so now we've added this whole extra element to the book with this pocket, with this acetate pocket, and I love it. I love it. So, dude, you have a problem. We need to put you in a in a place where you can get help for your prob. No, don't tear the book. What a little jerk. Okay. I don't know where to put this where you're not going to try and grab it. Here, over there. Okay. All right. So yeah, he's back because he's like, I put it somewhere boring. So he's mad. Okay. Exactly. Happy accident. So when they're closed, they'll, ooh. Well, we'll make tags special for this, and we will make sure that we don't use this on the back. Okay. Because these tags actually belong over to this pocket anyway. So these were not made for that pocket. And these ones go over here. But this is the idea, the functionality. He found it and he brought it over here. He said, no string is safe from Marcel. No string is Marcel safe. Okay. All right. So that is, I think, where we'll finish it for today, since it's 11 o'clock. So we got a lot done. Okay, so where we're going to start next week then is we'll be making the next layer in. So we're going to attach a flap here that's going to come up 1 3/4 inches, and then is going to have like pockets and things and whatever. And then there'll be one that comes up 1.5 inches. You know, we'll keep going down. So it'll just keep like layering out. We'll go down 1/4 inch and we'll come in 1/4 inch with each one. And then at the end, we'll use that giant scallop I made to make another pocket that'll mirror this pocket. So it'll be cool. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. Blooming. Yes. Well, at least Marcel enjoys crafting, you know. It's nice to have someone in the house who's interested in the same things I'm interested in. Marcel. You little weirdo. You little weirdo. Okay. All right, so that's where we're going to leave it. But yeah, so this is the first layer, and then this will be the second layer. And then the third layer will go this way again. So, all right. So yeah, we've got a lot to do, but it should be fairly easy from this point on. Fairly easy from this point on. So let me just get this string tucked away. Love you, Marcel, you little goofball. Yeah, exactly. That's how we all feel about Marcel. It's like, you're such a little goofball, but who can resist him? Yeah, he does need a ball of yarn. He used to have a fake ball of yarn, which was a styrofoam ball that had yarn wrapped around it and glued down, because it's not good for cats to have an actual ball of yarn, because if they swallow the string, it can mess them up inside a little bit. So he had a fake ball of yarn, but then he broke it because he's a maniac. So I need to get him a new one. But he did love his little fake ball of yarn. He loved it a lot. He did, didn't you, buddy? All right, everyone, I will be back next week at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time on Thursday, January 18th, I want to say, is the day. We will continue on with this project. We'll be working on the inside layers, and we're just kind of winging it. This is not as formally planned as some of my other off-the-cuff projects have been. It's more like if I just wanted to sit down and make something, what I would do if I was just kind of hanging out with myself and watching TV and like crafting around. This is kind of what I would be making. So it's a little more casual, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We got Marcel's stamp of approval, and we're good to go. So I will see you all next week. I hope everyone stays warm, doesn't lose power, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Check the playlist if you're watching this on YouTube to see other videos in this series, so you can make one of these for yourself if you so desire. And if you're watching in the archives, I'll be back next week with more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.